Even the closest and strongest families have their conflicts and ingredients for drama. That certainly applies to the African-American family portrayed in Stick Fly. The family drama by Lydia Diamond will be performed in Roxbury between October 17th and 27th. To tell us about the production are the director, Ciera-Sade Wade, and the program manager at Hibernian Hall, Olawumi Akinwumi. Thank you both for being with us.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
I want to start with Ciera-Sade, because this is a play you got to know when you were still a college student. What got you excited about it?
So what got me excited about it was I had really never seen a Black family on stage. I had never seen myself reflected on stage. So being able to watch this play when it was at the Calderwood Pavilion was really eye-opening for me. It was a life-defining moment.
And for viewers who don't know the play, how would you describe the family?
So the LeVays are an upper middle-class Black family. They've had the best homes. They go vacation, but they also have their secrets that we see kind of revealed over a weekend in the play. And I think that they're a very relatable family.
Well, I mean, you've been involved in a number of productions and performances at Hibernian Hall. Tell me what you're doing with this particular production.
Well, this one basically we want to keep it at home in Roxbury, and we have the pleasure to basically cast local artists in the area, such as Ciera-Sade, having the opportunity to basically produce a Broadway production, and someone as Lydia Diamond, who's basically doing a lot of work all over the city, especially in Boston. So we wanted to make sure that we're also enlightening the works of theater and making sure that we keep it at home with local actors.
And Lydia Diamond is going to be at the opening performance?
Oh yes, she will be here with us.
Right. Going to Ciera-Sade, you had her as a teacher. What was she like?
She was incredible. I first had her for theater ensemble as a freshman, and then later on I had her for playwriting. She's just so smart, and she really makes you think about yourself, and she also just really inspired me to be a better artist. A lot of times when I'm working, particularly directing this play, and even when I'm writing, I kind of go back to things that she would say in class, and and it kind of gives me the strength to march on in this theatrical world.
Oh, I mean, what about the ability of an audience to relate to this family? Because in general, they seem to be upper middle class. They're at Martha's Vineyard in the summer, well-educated, very articulate people. But like a lot of people in that middle class category, they also have this memory of where they came from. And sometimes they're not always comfortable with that.
That's very true. I mean, Martha's Vineyard is basically a beautiful place where most of us go there to vacation, and also a lot of history. So I feel like it relates bringing back to Roxbury how there's so much rich history about our people, and kind of just bringing us into a place where that some folks would never be. I mean, with that said, I think it's a great way to just invite folks on what a rich Black family will look like, especially when we're working in a economic development places such as Roxbury.
Right. And Ciera-Sade, when I look at least the excerpt I saw from it, this also reminded me of some other middle class. It could be a Chekhov play or Eugene O'Neill. I mean, this is a very human kind of conflict story too, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But and don't get me wrong. Eugene O'Neill, Chekhov, great playwrights. But I think what makes Stick Fly special is that it's very specific. One of the things I had a professor of mine say to me at BU was that you achieve universality through specificity, and I think that with Stick Fly, this in particular being a Black family, their Blackness is not forgotten. The play's not about them being Black, but that's inherent to them. So anyone, like the feelings, the emotions, anyone who's watching this play can relate. It's just that much more special for a Black or African American person.
And speaking of being specific, where does that title come from, Stick Fly?
I'll let her answer that.
So it is interesting because, as long as I've been familiar with the play, I've really started to really think about the title. And for me, it comes from Taylor. So she studies insects, bugs, and she uses honey to study them because they move so fast. and to really just examine everything that's going on with the book. And so I kind of take the title to mean to sort of be a metaphor for that, like really taking the time this weekend to slow down and really just slowly watch and inspect this family. You know, and that's you know what we are doing as an audience, and that's also what Taylor is doing.
Olawumi, Hibernian Hall, for people who haven't been there, it was originally a dance hall, at least the floor where the performances take place. For people who aren't familiar with it, what's it like as a place to see a play?
Oh yes, I mean, I consider Hibernian Hall more of a black theater box. And it's small, it's a hidden gem right in Roxbury. I mean, when you come on Dudley Street, you wouldn't think, you just see this red brick building. And then once you come inside, you have these beautiful arch windows that are historic. I mean, and it's been renovated since 2005. So when you come there, you're basically seeing a multi-purpose use from theater, from civic engagements, for fundraisers, anything you name it. I mean, we have a plethora of different equipment inside. We can do from tier seating, from high tops, dinner banquets. We have theatrical lighting that's basically makes your mood of your event spectacular. So, I mean, anything you want there, we can do it.
Ciera-Sade, this is a play, it's been performed by the Huntington Theater on the Avenue of the Arts, but for the audience here, I imagine you're expecting a different audience. How do you feel about relating to that audience with this production?
I'm thrilled by it. You know, yes, it's still the same script, but I think there's something about having this play at Hibernian Hall in a predominantly black neighborhood. You know, it's kind of like, you know, they have this play right down the street. You know, I think it's more of a welcoming environment, more of an opening environment, and in the staging of the play, I'm kind of putting that there as well. You know, I want the audience to feel like they're right in the drama, in the house with this family as all this is going on. So that's one of the reasons why I'm thrilled to have it at Hibernian. I think it's going to give new life and a new audience to this play.
What about how this all fits into the mission of Madison Park Development Corporation and the salvaging of Hibernian Hall? Because this is part of a vision that's been working for a long time, isn't it?
Most definitely. I mean, this is one of our special programs that we have for Madison Park Development Corporation. I mean, basically, we would like to work with artists that live in the community and provide economic development where we're providing artist fees. And we want to make sure that we're reaching out to stories of different playwrights that are in the community that can be able to portray that in an audience that they'll like to bring into our space. And so that moves along because our mission basically stands alone for arts and culture.
And finally, I'm going to ask one of you who knows it best as far as the times and dates or just where to get more details. Who wants to fill that in?
So if you're on social media, you can definitely go to Madison Park Development Corporation's Facebook page. You can go to Hibernian Hall's Facebook page. You can also go to the individual websites, and there's a link for tickets on there as well.
Yes, correct. And the date of the shows is October 17th to the 27th. And we have 8 shows that are going to be the performance dates, and Sundays will be matinees.